Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another F1 2020 video, where today we're going to be taking Max Verstappen's Red Bull around a 100% race at Austria. Now, same as the previous video, we're going to be retiring from qualifying to start from the back, and we're going to be fighting through the field. Now, as you can see here, I am setting a custom setup that I have pre-saved. Now that is a time trial setup, so I am gonna tweak it just a little bit here. Now we're lowering the on throttle differential because we want to minimize the tire wear during the race and just lowering down all our tire pressures. Now we're just going through the setup one more time so you guys can take a look before we get on to qualifying. Alright, so as said before, we are going to be retiring from this session because we do want to start from the back. Alright, let's go. Now, coming on to the strategy that we are going to be using for the race, I initially did think to go for a two-stop strategy because I wanted the best tires possible. So we are tweaking it here to start on the softs, then to the mediums, and we are going to end on the softs here. Now, at the time, I believe this was the fastest way to get through the field. You know, we do have one more stop than needed, but we are going to be having fresher tires. So I figured that would actually help us to, get through the field as far as possible. Now, I am lowering down the fuel load to 71 laps, if I'm not mistaken, so right around the border. So we are going to be introducing some fuel saving during the race. Let's go. 5 lights. And we're off. Getting a okay start against the AI here. Already alongside Grosjean. And we swerve around Russell to avoid going into the back of him, taking it a little bit safer through the first corner because we do not want to sustain any damage here. Turning on our ERS to close in, and we just dive bomb a little bit down the inside, but we don't take it too far because we don't want to exploit the shortcomings of the AI here. Getting a little bit loosey-goosey in the back there out of turn 3. Coming over to turn 4, we have Grosjean coming up our inside. We go a little bit wide to avoid contact with him. Going side by side with him into the coming set of corners, and we are ahead of him. Now we are already up into 17th place here, and we are banking on the superiority of the Red Bull compared to these other cars around us right now to actually help push us forward. As you can see, we just shoot closer to Giovinazzi here. Coming to the main straight at the end of the first lap, we are already right on the behind of Giovinazzi, braking hard but clean into the first corner, trying to get as much slipstream as we can, but we do not get the best of exits there. Nevertheless, we do try and close in as much as we can. We shoot down the inside of Giovinazzi, braking just at the right moment. Losing the back end a little bit there, turning on our ERS to get past Giovinazzi. And here we go into turn 4, right behind Magnussen. Now we can see that Ocon is on the medium mark tires, so we want to aim to actually get past him as soon as we can because we don't want to be losing much time, and we know that if we get stuck behind him we're going to be losing a lot of time. So it is pertinent that we actually get past Magnussen and get past Ocon ASAP. Lewis Hamilton out in front, setting purple laps, trying to get ahead of the field. As we get back on the main straight at the end of lap 2,
DRS is now enabled.
Coming into turn 1, we try and follow behind Magnussen as close as we can, getting a pretty good exit out of turn 1, getting our ERS on, and with the help of DRS, we do get past Magnussen despite getting a little bit squeezed there, taking it safe into turn 3 here to avoid contact. We do get the DRS, and we comfortably shoot past Magnussen. Now, as said before, we've got Ocon up ahead. Now you can already see how far behind he has lagged from Raikkonen. Those medium arc tires not really doing him many favors here in the beginning stem of the race, but they will help him later on. Either way, it is important for us to get past him as soon as we can, trying to close in the gap as far as possible. Keeping it nice and tidy here, shooting right behind his gearbox. Gonna use the help of the DRS here. Now at this point in time I did not turn on my ERS because I wanted to get DRS on the next straight, so I was gonna wait till here to get closer to him. And right now we got our ERS and our DRS on and open to help us get past Ocon. Going into turn 3, taking it safe here because we do not want to get any damage here. Unfortunately we do not get the DRS, but we do turn on our ERS with our rich fuel mix to get past him, and we are comfortably ahead. Now Raikkonen is about 2.7 seconds ahead, so it's going to be a little bit of work to actually get closer to him, and we're going to do that now, coming on to the end of lap 5. We are within a second of Raikkonen, setting a purple third sector there. So we are moving along quite well, getting our DRS open on the first long straight here of the lap. Now we're just going to be trying to close in on Raikkonen as much as we can and not make any bold moves yet. We just want to keep it clean for now. Edging closer and closer to Raikkonen here. Coming into turn 4. Trying to stick to his gearbox. And now we are on lap 7. The first straight. DRS on. As we see, if we can actually get both Kvyat and Raikkonen, we do a little bit of a switchback here, going to the inside, and Raikkonen squeezes us out a little bit, but we take that Honda power to get past the both of them here into turn 4. Now we are currently running in 12th place with Gasly about 3.3 seconds ahead, and we are only on lap 7, so pretty good progress. Coming on to the end of lap 10, we are already right behind Gasly here. Coming onto the first straight, getting an okay exit, getting our DRS open and our ERS on. Trying to get past Gasly and Norris here. Purple first sector, and we see if we can pull off a similar move here as we did before. As the both of them do make a little bit of contact and lose time, we comfortably get past the both of them. And we are already up into the points at 10th place. Now we do actually get into the DRS zone of Sainz here. Actually just jumping in and out. But coming onto lap 12, we are comfortably within that DRS zone already and approaching both Sainz and Vettel at a rapid pace here. Let's see what we can do on this next straight. Our DRS on, we go to the inside but realize there's no space for us, and we wait back a little bit, and Vettel moves to the left, gives us space, and we get past Vettel and get past Sainz. Sainz is still to the left of us, but now we're just past him already. And he comes back a little bit. I take it a little bit safe here because I don't want to get his front wing and get spun out. And we are comfortably past the both of them. Currently we're running in 8th place on the 12th lap here. Pretty decent progress overall. And at the end of lap 14, we find ourselves within DRS zone of Leclerc up in front of us, yeah? trying to stick a good exit. We do lose a little bit of time, but with the DRS advantage, we managed to close up on Leclerc. We swing to the right,
The gap to the car
and we're past him.
6.1 seconds.
Trying to stick as close to the apex of turn 3 as much as we can, because we do not want to give Leclerc the chance to do a switchback and get the position back. And we are, by turn 4, comfortably ahead of Leclerc. 7 tenths, and we're just going to pull that gap even bigger. Now coming to lap 19, we see that Ricardo has pit. So I believe he's one of the first to actually pit. So we're going to see how or where we do come out here actually.
We're approaching the pit window.
And we can see Hamilton has also pitted, so from the lead. And coming on to the first straight, we have come out just ahead of Hamilton. And this is where I actually started to think what I could do strategy-wise, because
4.1 seconds.
with my initial plan I was going to do a 2-stop. But seeing as Hamilton has put on a set of softs here, we know that he's going to be doing another stop because the softs would definitely not last till the end of the race. So Hamilton has got one more stop, and if I've got 2 more stops, I'm already a pitch stop behind him. So this is where I seriously start thinking if I should shift to a 1-stop strategy and try my level best to stay ahead of Hamilton as much as I can here, so I can hold him back, because he is on about 20 lap fresher softs, so he does have much superior pace than us if we let him pass. So I'm gonna taper down on the commentary for a little bit, and let's just watch the action.
Careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. Box, box, we're coming in this lap.
Alright, so we just had a lockup there, and it has not helped us because Hamilton has come alongside us, but we do hold the inside line here, trying to hold on to our position, and we successfully managed to do it. Now the crucial thing here is that we have got Albon within our DRS range, and that's going to help us to actually stay ahead of Hamilton. It's going to give us those extra few kilometers per hour on the straights. Alright, here you can see, with our DRS on, Hamilton is still catching us with that superior grip from the soft tires, getting good exits. But we do manage to hold on to our position. Now over here it is crucial that we actually get past Albon, because we do not want to be stuck behind him for much longer. Going down the inside of turn 3, trying to get past him. Now if this was in real life, there probably would be some form of team orders here to help Verstappen get ahead, and they'd probably ask Albon to hold up Hamilton or something. But alas, this is the F1 game, so we have to fight for our positions, even if it is with our teammate. Now we can see that Hamilton has already gotten past Albon, so it will be quick for him to actually get past us. We don't have much left in our tires to hold him back, but we have done whatever we can here. Now, based on the minimap at the bottom left, we can see that Bottas and Stroll have pitted, and we are still ahead of the both of them, as Hamilton just shoots past us like a rocket. That superior grip just giving him the power he needs. And, you know, the Mercedes engine in the W11, a phenomenal car. We do get DRS here to help us to propel forward a little bit, but you can see after this how easy it is for Hamilton to actually get ahead of us with those fresher tires. And within a few moments, in just the span of a few corners, you can see that we are inching further and further away from Hamilton. And at this pace, we probably will not get DRS on the next straight. As, yep, we just lose it. 1.001 seconds behind Hamilton at the detection point. So not great for us, but we are holding second position here, with Bottas about 5.6 seconds behind. So at this point in the race, it really is difficult for us to want to beat the two Mercedes because they're just on much fresher tires and they start from the front. So we're going to try and hold off Bottas as long as we can, as I'm just checking my tire wear monitor there. Now, we're still relatively okay, not in the yellow zone yet. That comes on at 60% wear. So we're still running fine for now, so we're going to push forward and see how far these tires can actually take us. Currently on lap 27, and if it's a one stop, we are in a net second place from last. Now, by the end of lap 28, we can already see that Bottas has come within DRS range of us, and that was relatively quick. And we don't have much firepower on our end to actually hold him back, so it's going to be soon for him to actually get past us. But not on that straight. I was actually surprised because I figured with DRS and the power of the W11 he would have just shot past us. But we're still holding steady in second place, and into turn 4 we go, still holding him behind us. But with a red indicator on the bottom, we can see that he's, within 1/10 of us. Now we are going to be sticking to the racing line here. We don't want to give him any opportunity to get past us before he should. But being under 2/10 away, he just goes past us.
Try to stay with him.
But we do get DRS, so
still regain the position.
Still a win overall. We do manage to try and stick with him as much as we can here, going into the first long straight of the 30th lap, losing the back end there quite a little bit. Now at this point I could really feel the tires starting to lose their grip. I had to be a little bit more careful out of corners, like here in turn 3 I have put it down to lean fuel mix because I don't want that extra wheel spin. That's going to be a danger to me, because it's very easy to spin out, lose the back end and just go straight into the wall. So we're going to be taking it a little bit easy here on the throttle because we don't want to lose the back end. What we are aiming to manage is actually the gap to Perez, because right now it looks like we're on track for a one-stop, a guaranteed one-stop strategy. So if we can stay ahead of Perez, we can pretty much say that we are in a net third position. Now coming onto lap 33 here, with Perez about 2.3 seconds behind us, we can see that our tire wear indicator has just come on, and in the game this is where you really start to feel the tire performance start to just drop drastically. You'll find that you can't get the traction down, your car just lags out of corners, you can't get the turn in that you want. As you can see, our rear left is at 60% already, with the rear right
Come in at the end of this lap.
reaching 60%. So I figured this is the best time to actually pit. As you can see, Perez is already within a second of us, so the perfect time to get into the pits here, as we shoot in for a fresh set of yellow marked medium tires. Now on the top left, you can see that Albon is about 24 seconds behind us, so as it sits right now, it looks like we are going to come out ahead of Albon. Now with the lot of them pitting at around lap 20, they are currently running on about 14, 15, 16 lap old soft tires. So they're not in the best of conditions per se. So with our medium tires, we're just going to try and stick to the gap advantage that we did have before and try and stretch it or close the gap as much as we can. Because remember, Perez was, at the time of entering the pits, about 8/10 behind us. So if we keep the gap as it is right now, when Perez pits, we're just going to be 8/10 ahead. So that's not going to help us a lot. So we're going to try and push a little bit to try and close that gap. Now on lap 36 here, I did just try to go for a fastest lap to see where the pace was and to help close that gap to Perez. And as we cross the line, we do post a 1:07.166, setting the fastest lap of the race on medium tires. So we do have the pace, we just started from the back, so we're making do with what we have here. Currently about 17 seconds behind Perez, so we are within a safe range to actually come out in front of Perez when he does pit. So we're gonna just aim to maintain this gap, maintain this distance, save our tires, try not to overdrive the car. And we just see that Lewis Hamilton has retired from this session, so that puts us at a net second place, I believe, after the pit stops. So this does work in our favor here. Now, I don't know what I would have done if we had a safety car here, because my tires are relatively new, and sometimes the AI doesn't actually pit under a safety car unless if it's within their actual allocated pit stop window. So if the AI had not pitted and we did have a safety car, it would have been pretty easy for me to actually get up into first place, because the three guys ahead of me would have eventually pitted and I would have a pretty strong lead. But yeah, it didn't happen, so we're just going to try and see what we can do here, as Bottas and Stroll have pitted, both going onto the medium tires. But looking at the minimap on the bottom left, you can see that Bottas is a considerable distance ahead of us actually, about 3.5 seconds. So we can guarantee for sure that Bottas managed to actually extend the gap a lot more after he passed us just now before the pit stop. But yeah, we always knew this was pretty much the fate with the Mercedes, because they just had superior pace, and I believe they started on the front row of the grid. But yeah, now we're just going to be monitoring where Perez is. He's about 17 seconds ahead of us right now, and he does pit, so we just dump the throttle and try and push our car as far ahead as we can, because we do not want to come out behind Perez when he leaves the pits. Looking at the minimap on your bottom left, I believe he has left his pit box.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
But it is going to be very close as we round the first corner, and we find that Perez is actually only 1.7 seconds behind us. Now he is on about 10 to 15 laps newer medium tires, and with only 1.5 seconds within us, he is 5/10ths away from the DRS zone to get me. So we are not in the safest of positions here. Now on much older tires, I am banking on the Honda powered Red Bull to push forward and help me get ahead. And as you can see, coming on to the end of lap 58, we are 2.7 seconds ahead of Perez, so we have actually managed to increase the pace, increase the gap. So we are just going to try and stay as consistent as we can here, trying not to overdrive the car, maintaining a steady rate of tire wear, taking it clean in and out of corners, trying not to spin the rear wheels too much, and just maintain that 2 somewhat seconds gap to Perez and hold on to this second position here. So it's crucial that we keep it as clean as we can. Now coming onto lap 63, we can see that Perez is 5.3 seconds behind. So the Racing Point's not doing very strong on the medium tires here, dropping a little bit behind us. So we can take it calm a little bit, but we are going to try and maintain a steady pace here because we do not want to lose any time that could give an advantage to Perez.
Tire condition is still
Currently on lap 63, running in a net second place from last. So this has been a very good day for us. Rounding the final corner here, getting onto the start finish straight. And as we cross the line, you can see that we are 6/10 slower than our fastest lap. So our pace looking pretty okay here actually, despite being on much older tires. Now coming to the second last lap of the race, we can see that Perez is 12.3 seconds behind us, and Stroll is 17.4 seconds behind us. So the Racing Points are no more a threat to us at this juncture. So we are going to try and keep it clean, keep the car on the road, try not overdrive the car, and bring it home here. Now Bottas is 7.4 seconds ahead. It is impossible for us to catch him, so we are going to be content as Bottas posts a fastest lap of 1.06, which is, I believe, about 4/10ths faster than our fastest lap. So there is some real pace in that Mercedes there, and I believe he must have saved the tires for the end to post that. But yeah, that is the W11 power right there. Now with the race this weekend, it's going to be interesting to see where Hamilton and Verstappen line up in qualifying and how the race is going to go. The F1 2021 season has so far been very, very exciting. One of the most exciting we've seen in years, with a proper challenge for the championship. Now Red Bull seems to have the edge here now in 2021. I believe they do have a better planted car, especially in qualifying. Their qualifying pace is unbelievable, but I believe Mercedes still has superior race pace. They just need to make a few less mistakes. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how this weekend's race stacks up as we cross the line in second place for a 100% race at Austria, starting from last as Max Verstappen. Now undoubtedly that driver of the day here, last to second. Overall a very good day for the Red Bull team.
A fantastic team effort to secure victory here in the Styrian Alps.
Alright guys, so that has been today's F1 2020 video. I hope you all have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing and making it. Now, it was really fun to actually switch from the 2-stop to the 1-stop. Not that I haven't done it before, but it's really nice to actually see it work out. Because sometimes if you're too bogged behind the cars at the back in the first stint,
After
you
an incredible
can't
day
really
of
make it
racing,
work
who was your
that
driver of
well,
the day,
or
Ant?
you can't
Often
really
my go-to
push
would be a
forward this
driver
far
who's
ahead.
managed to pull off an
But
especially
today
impressive
we were
feature in
actually
the
able to
race.
make it work
However, in
really,
this
really well
instance,
for
I
us.
was more
So
impressed by Max
that was
Verstappen's
really
solid,
amazing,
clean
really
driving
fun.
throughout the event.
Well,
So
Ant,
guys,
an end to
do
another
give a like,
fantastic weekend of
subscribe,
racing. Thanks to
comment
everyone
down
who
below
joined
what
us,
other
and
content you
we'll
would
see
like
you
to
for the
see
next
with
one.
F1 or racing in general, and we'll see what we can do about it. We'll try and make it work. Do hope you guys have had fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.